Welcome to Contemporary World, Module 3, entitled Market Integration. I am Dr. Rowel Roxas from the School of Multidisciplinary Studies, Social Science area. What is market integration? According to Coles and Uhl, market integration is the process which refers to the expansion of firms by consolidating additional market functions and activities under a single management. To simplify this, it means that you are going to buy other companies in order to control them, in order to establish a theme that centralization of decision is vested in one hand. So here, you are going to make decisions in behalf of other companies that you are going to buy. What are the reasons for market integration? The first one is the removal of transaction cost. If you are already in control of other companies, then you can dictate the transaction cost. And you can even remove the transaction cost flowing from one company to another company. It fosters competition. Once you buy the other company, specifically the competitor company, it can also encourage competition with your very own company. For example, Jollibee bought Red Ribbon as well as Mang Inasal. Even among shampoos, that they compete with each other and yet they belong to one company. Even in PBA, San Miguel Beer versus Ginebra San Miguel before or other beer products. Third, better signals for optimal generations and consumption decisions. Under a single management, it can generate an effective and efficient decision making. It can also improve security of supply. Why? Because you are already in control of the raw materials in other companies. There are three types of market integration: vertical, horizontal, and conglomeration. What do you mean by vertical market integration, specifically in the Philippines? It means that you are going to buy the very first stage of production up to the last stage or the finished product. So for example, if I own sardines or specifically master sardines, I am going to buy the printing press that puts the label on it. I am going to buy the products of the Fisher Fox, who will be the exclusive distributor of their products to my company. I am going to buy also the company that produce the tomato sauce. So all of the raw materials that the sardines produce must be controlled by the directors or by the company owner of that company. San Miguel Corporation is a typical type of vertical market integration in the Philippines. So we have Universal Canning under Master Sardines and San Miguel Corporation. The next is horizontal market integration in the Philippines. Horizontal means you are going to buy a company of the same classification: food, food, clothes, and then clothes. An example of which is Universal Rufina Corporation and Century Pacific Foods Corporation in the Philippines. Another example is the Ayala Group of Companies and the online Zalora. The third type of market integration is conglomeration. Conglomeration means you are going to buy companies which are not related to your product. Example, the Walt Disney and the American Broadcasting Company. We have also the General Electric. In the Philippines, we have Meralco, the electrical supply, as well as the ABS-CBN, the media. So that's a conglomeration type of market integration. Professor Dean Julio Tihanki of the LaSalle University stated that the Philippines had embraced industrialization, trade and liberalization and globalization in the hope of winning the fight against poverty and underdevelopment. But without specifying the Philippine experience, Tihanki said developing countries have sometimes adopted trade liberalization program even without the required capability to compete with the more efficient firms of developed countries. The result? This led to the closure of many domestic companies in our country and the unemployment of personnel not prepared or adequately retrained for other employment. So this is the impact of market integration and globalization in the Philippines. Now, what are the key elements of market integration in our country? For marketing, this is called the 4 C's or the 4 P's. The first C is consumer or people. The second C is convenience or the product. The third C is the cost or the price. And the fourth C is communication or promotion. These are the major elements of market integration that any companies engage with. Again, consumer, convenience, cost, communication. Or people, product, price, and promotion. Fundamentally, one of the most important economic theory that is related to market integration if we want to resolve unemployment in our country is this. If there are few resources, produce more. If there is none, then create one. What is the relationship of this basic economic principle specifically among professionals or even among graduates? We train students on how to look for jobs instead of creating jobs. So here, if students would only inculcate in the area of globalization that if they cannot find job, then they have to create one. That's a basic economic theory. Why? In philosophy, this is what we call man as the homo faber. It is the power to create and recreate, which means that we are not static beings, that we have the tendency to create ideas, develop ideas that will contribute to the further change in the area of economics, management, and even philosophy, and even all other areas. So in market integration, the most important thing is how are you going to respect the employees and how are you going to have a collective union in order to promote the welfare of the people. I am going to see you on our next lecture day. Good day to all of you. Again, be safe.